Everyone, we're going to go through this thing. It says test review 5.1, but this is a review that goes over mean absolute deviation, and it even goes over Scatterplots. So it's combined. Just as we're getting closer to STAR, I think that this is something that'll be useful for us. Be mindful when you're going through these things. Please try to go along with them as well as listen along. As just writing down the numbers does you no good if you don't understand or interpret the data. So, exercises 1 through 4 refer to the table that shows the ages of students in the evening art classes at the community center. So you got your pottery, a set for ages of pottery, a set for ages of painting. So it says determine the mean for each set of data. Remember, mean is to take the average or add up all of the values and divide by the total. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 for pottery and 7 for painting. So we're going to take the mean for pottery first. I'm just going to write PO, and that's going to be 18, it's 24, it's 37, it's 42, it's 51, it's 22, it's 30, and divide that by 7. Divided by 7, 224 divided by 7 is 32. Okay, painting, PA, do the same thing. It's 46, it's 25, plus 19, plus 26, it's 34, plus 29, plus 20. 199 divided by 7, 1 divided by 7. So it's going to be 28.4. Okay, so we can see the average person that paints is a little bit younger than 4 years younger than the average person that does pottery. Okay, by about 4 years. So now they want the mean absolute deviation for each set of data. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 32 and subtract it from each of the top values, which is pottery. So that will be for I'm gonna write me is for pottery. So remember that's going to be 32 minus 18, which is 14. Remember, when you subtract, all the values become positive by taking the absolute value. Okay, we have 24. I just wrote plus because we're going to divide it all by 7. 32 minus 24, 8. 32 minus 37, 5. 32 minus 42, 10. 32 minus 51, 19. 32 minus 22, 10. And 32 minus 30, which is 2. So we're going to add all this together. So 14 plus 8 plus 5 plus 10 plus 19 plus 10 plus 2. Add that all together, and we're going to divide that by 7. That gives me 9.7. Okay, that is the mean absolute deviation for pottery. Then you do the same thing for painting. So we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to take that 28.4 and subtract it from all of them. So 46, and you're probably going to just see this in the calculator just so I can save some time. 46 minus 28.4 equals 17. 6. 28.4 minus 25. 3.4. Okay. Minus 19. Yeah, 19. Equals 9.4. 28.4 minus 26. It's going to be 2.4. And then we have 28.4 minus 34. Remember, all negative values turn positive. 5, 6, 28 minus 29. That's plus 0.6. And lastly, 28.4 minus 20, which is 8. So we're going to add all those together and divide by 7. So in this case, we have 17.6 plus 3.4 plus 9.4 plus 2.4 plus 5.6, 0.6, 8.4. That gives us 47.4, and we're going to divide that by 7. That's going to be 6.8 is our mean absolute deviation. Okay, so on the next one, I'm not worried about. It says which age was the furthest from the mean. In the painting class, that's going to be 46 right there with 17. That's right. So we'd say 46. How many data values are more than twice the absolute deviation? Basically, what you would do is you would look at, well, if you multiply 6.8 times 2, that would be 13.6. So how many of them are more than that? We have 1 there, right? If we go over the other one, there was 1 for pottery as well with 19. So generally, you don't have too many more than double the absolute deviation, even negatively, right? So then it says, what does the absolute deviation tell us? Remember, mean absolute deviation is the distance from the mean, or let's say average distance from the mean. So if we're looking at this and it says that the average age is 28.4 for painters, the average age is about 6.8 spread in either direction from painting. And then for pottery, the average age spread is 9.7. So the 9.7 is further spread. So it says if the mat is small relative to the mean, that means they're closer together, which means it's less variation. Okay, let me go so you can see that. Which in this case we would say the painting, right? When comparing two data sets, the one with the smaller mean absolute deviation indicates more consistent data because the closer you are to the mean means it's more likely to be. You're more likely to predict. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through. So this one is basically breaking down, taking the mean and finding mean absolute deviation and being able to determine what the data is saying. So hopefully that's helpful there. On to the next page. It's just more practice. And this will probably review, kind of go quickly through. But it says, if the trend shown in the graph continues, how many tickets will be sold after 10 hours? So we would have to go to 10 hours, which says right here, if we follow the trend where it's each point, each way all the way up, that means the next logical point should be 50. Okay, so it should be 50 tickets sold. Let's follow number 9. So it says the table shows the snow days used each year by a school district over the last 6 years. What is the mean absolute deviation of the data? So same thing, we find the mean of this data. So 3 plus 2 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, so it's 10, 20, 24. So 24 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 4. So that's the mean. Then we're going to subtract 4 from each one of these, and we're going to take the mean of that data. So we have, and I'm just going to make them all positive at the beginning, but we have negative 1, so that becomes 1, negative 2, so that becomes 2, negative 2 becomes 2, it's 1, 4 minus 4 is 0, 10 minus 4 is 6. Okay, so there's all my absolute values. Add all those together, so that's 5, 6, plus 6 is 12. 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2. So my mean absolute deviation for this data is 2. So that means over the last 6 years, there's been an average of, or rather, it's been on average 2 days from the mean of spread, right? Okay. Moving on to number 10. It says Bella graphed a scatter plot of money earned babysitting, where Y is the money earned and the number of hours spent babysitting is X. She drew the trend line and calculated this equation to be Y equals 5X plus 27 based on the trend line. If Bella earned a total of 177, how many hours did she babysit? So Y is money, so that says Y is equal to 177, so what is X? Okay, so that means we're going to replace Y in this equation with 177, so that becomes 177 is equal to 5 times X plus 27. So if I solve for X, that's minus 27 on both sides. That becomes 150 is equal to 5 times X. Okay, if I divide by 5 on both sides, that becomes X equals 30. So that means she babysitted 30 hours. Okay. Number 11. Based on the information above, if Bella works for 10 hours, how much money does she earn? Okay, so same thing. Instead of solving for Y, or solving for X, we want to know what is Y when X is equal to 10. Okay, so basically take this equation, Y equals 5X plus 27. It's Y equals 5X plus 27, and replace X with 10. So Y now equals 5 times 10 plus 27. 5 times 10 is 50. 50 plus 27 is equal to $77. Okay. We're going to stop right there and then add to the second video and finish the rest of these out. So make sure to look out for the next video. It'll be coming up very shortly. Okay, thanks.